What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 4, Episode 19 of the Monday Night Wars. I am Chad Talks, and joining me, as always, is J-Mac Gaming.
Hey, Chad, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, don't mind my fucking microphone just banging into the desk here. We got a little setup for this one episode. It's just a weird little setup.
Yeah, we're trying to figure some mic stuff out.
My desk is not ideal for a microphone clamp, as it has a bar that connects everything instead of just straight wood that you can just put the clamp on. It's got a bar for some reason, so you can't really put a clamp anywhere on this desk without it wanting to die. And so I have it on a different table, and it's at a lower raised height wise, so it's just not ideal right now. But we're making it work, right, Chad?
Hey, we're making it work.
You just got to talk a little bit louder over there.
I'm great at talking loud.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
Hell yeah.
Maybe if I put it right here.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, I just have to keep up a somewhat loud volume.
Yeah, you just need to keep up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's really where it's at.
Cool.
If I can see it in the yellow and red, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Want to start off Monday Night Raw, Chad?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
We gotta somehow come back from last week's debacle of losing to you, as my best match was fucking Danny Basham and Christian Cage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, Psychosis got hurt. We're going to figure out how bad he is, how injured he is. Will that affect what's going on with this interim WWE Championship? We're about to find out on Monday Night Raw. Let's start the show, though, Chad. We start off in the pre-show.
Oh.
Bryan Danielson and Dean Malenko taking two indie talent on, Chad.
Two guys that I heard were just blowing up the indies.
Two guys that were just blowing up the toilets at the indies. It's Road Warrior Hawk and Sid Vicious.
These are probably going to be two guys that Dixie Carter's going to go after.
Oh, yeah, TNA and Dixie Carter just were formed. Yeah. Dixie Carter was already formed prior, but...
It's crazy that fucking TNA exists now in this save.
Oh, my God. Their big three are going to probably be like Road Warrior Hawk, Sid Vicious, and Road Dogg.
You think so?
Probably. There's a good shot Road Dogg's world champion in TNA. It's like real life.
Yeah.
Maybe Randy Savage could go there.
Ooh, that's not a bad call.
Danielson pins Road Warrior Hawk with Academy Annihilation in 15-20. Why did I make that match go 15 minutes? I don't know.
Hey, because these wily up-and-comers wanted to prove what they had to show.
We move on. Another match in the pre-show. Paul London defeating Frankie Kazarian with a London calling. Joey Matthews defeating Bull in 9:54, Chad. Bull! And Kurt Angle defeating Justin Winston here on the pre-show, Chad. But we start off Monday Night Raw with Vince McMahon. He comes out and he's got a notebook. Not a notebook. He's got a notepad. He's got a clipboard. Chad, he says after what happened last week, these aren't his doctor notes. You know, he may have got super kicked by Psychosis, but he's still standing here today. Sure. And he's looking at these doctor notes. Psychosis isn't. It's because you don't cross the boss, Chad. You don't cross the boss. Psychosis is out for 2 months. At minimum, out for 2 months with that float. He's got a nagging knee injury, and instead of making him work through it, I just said, go home, brother. An unfortunate luck for Psychosis there, as he was injured and suspended basically most of the end of 2001 going into Mania. He's had 2 matches since September.
Wow.
So he's on a bad. He's an early favorite for Bust of the Year for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I think so.
With how much we're paying him, but alas, we have to figure out something. We got to find a new champion, and he said Brock Lesnar made a good enough point. We're gonna have a WWE Interim Championship match next month at WWE Battleground. A new pay-per-view, Chad.
New pay-per-view.
New pay-per-view. No more King of the Ring. It's WWE Battleground.
King of the Ring's done forever?
For this year? Yes.
Moving forward.
Yes. But
That's crazy.
Are
Sorry,
you?
I wasn't thinking.
Are you? I looked at you when you did it, and then I looked away, and you still opened it. And then they heard you.
Sorry. Continue.
This is unprofessional.
That was a thirst quencher. I'm thirsty for more, Justin.
That's why I take a drink right before we start.
That's fair.
He says, but there's one guy right now that I think should be in it, other than Brock Lesnar. He says Brock Lesnar never really lost his title because he had to relinquish it. So Vince is already booking Brock Lesnar versus someone. He said we got a lot of great talent in the locker room. Sean Stasiak, Mark Henry, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Triple H. But there's one guy that he loves more than all of those guys. And he says, everybody, please welcome the man that'll face Brock Lesnar at WWE Battleground. Who do you think it is?
I wonder who this could be.
It's PJ Black.
Oh.
His family, Chad.
His family.
Not by blood, but by marriage, because he's with Stephanie McMahon, and they come out. He comes out flanked. Don't look at Mark Henry and Sean Stasiak. They were just there. They're flanked, or PJ's flanked by Stephanie and Shane goes over and hugs his father-in-law. Kisses Stephanie McMahon. Shane's holding the baby that they just had. Not Shane and PJ Black.
Yes, of course.
And he grabs the microphone. He says, Vince, I knew you would come to your senses. Thanks, Pops. And then the lights go off. And a timer. 10, 9, 8, 7. And we get to 1. You know I got you. Break the walls down. Chris Jericho is here, Chad.
Yeah, he is.
And he says, welcome to Raw is Jericho. And the fans are losing it, Chad.
Yeah.
And he says, I know I'm the new guy around here, but, you look at my track record. I've done it all. I'm a former world heavyweight champion in WCW. I've wrestled all over the world. Hell, I came in the last year at SummerSlam and I had a 100 rated match with Kurt Angle. But now I'm here, and I'm here to make my claim right now. PJ Black. I came here for one thing, and one thing only, and it's that WWE Championship. And Vince McMahon. Who the hell is this?
Who the hell is this?
What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna come out here and...
Why's the edge on my screen? I thought he had a hurt leg.
You're gonna call out my blood, my family, my baby boy. Shane's like, I thought... You want to come out here and embarrass all of us? Tonight, you go one-on-one with my baby boy, PJ Black. Main event tonight, Chad. Chris Jericho, PJ Black. Chris Jericho's here.
That's gonna bang. That's gonna be so good. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we lost Chris Jericho, boys. We offered a contract. We were one of the two. I thought we were...
4. He was really considering all of them.
Yeah, I felt like it was going to be... I felt really good.
I
felt really good. I did not think he was going to leave. I was convinced he'd stay, and he did not. So, yep, Chris Jericho is on Monday Night Raw.
The newest member of the WW...
Baby, come back.
We move on.
You can blame it all on me.
JBL taking on former this was a rematch from Mania, I think.
Ooh.
JBL and Lenny Lane here.
Trip down memory lane.
JBL defeats Lenny Lane in 1504 with a power bomb, and then Scott Steiner and Chyna come out, and they start beating down both of Chyna, or Lita and JBL, and Scott Steiner says, "There's nothing finer than Chyna and Steiner."
I love that.
Yeah.
So good.
We move on. Christian Cage is backstage in his locker room, and he receives a call from a disappointed Edge. I get hurt, and you turn your back on the Rated R superstar. Christian, I thought we were brothers. We were supposed to be tag team partners. You're supposed to be waiting for me to come back from my months away from home. And now you're cheating on me? You turn your back on me? And Christian hangs up.
Oh, Christian hangs up.
We move on. Chad and Collier and taking on Teddy Hart here. Chad and Collier defeating and tapping out Teddy Hart in 14:44.
Damn right.
It was confirmed 2 nights ago on WWE.com by Lillian Garcia. She's a blog reporter now. Oh. That it will be Chad Collier at WWE Battleground in 6 weeks, fighting for the European Championship in a triple threat match. And he is not happy that he is another man in it. He is mad at the creative directors and the booking guys backstage. He deserves that one-on-one match against Fig. Why is Daivari in it? And he has something to say about it.
Why in the piss poor reason is Daivari in this match? Big Rig Fig's the champion, and I've slayed him. This should be a one-on-one. It's just another example of the Collier conspiracy.
Okay. All right. Chad Collier, going off the deep end. That was the promo right there. We move on. Kevin Kelly is backstage asking Triple H what is he doing in front of this TV. Is he watching this next match between Sean Morley and someone that I forgot to write down? And Triple H is, who? And Kevin is like, Sean Morley called you out last week, and you went out there and you said, who are you? And then left. Oh, it's Monday Night Football. The Jets are playing tonight. I'm waiting for that game to come on. I'm not watching this next match. We move on. That match is up next. It's Sean Morley, Jimmy Jacobs, and Sean Morley wins in 16 minutes with a pile driver.
Good for Sean Morley.
Good for Sean Morley. Now has more wins, I looked, in 4 weeks here than he ever had in WCW in a year and a half.
Must show you how tremendously easy the competition is over in WWE.
Do you want me to go down who he lost to in WCW? You would not like that. We move on. A tag team match here. Jushin Liger Dynamo. Muto and Liger defeating Stash and Stud in a random match. Little right here. Chad. A nice win here for Dynamo. We move on. Backstage, Brock Lesnar, Mike Tyson, and Randy Orton are getting ready. They're going out to a restaurant tonight, Chad. They're having a family.
What restaurant?
Oh, good Lord. This Raw's off the hinges today. Oh, no. It was a short... Okay, that's why. It's a short match. Sean Stasiak defeats Devin Storm in 6:07 here, Jen.
Oh, wow.
I think this may have been a co-main event.
Oh, no.
Paul London's backstage, and he is found dead. He's been knocked out. Someone has knocked out Paul. Someone has knocked out Paul London. He's just unconscious. And we move on our main event here, Chad. Chris Jericho versus PJ Black.
It's gonna do so good.
It might. I hope they might have bad chemistry.
Oh, this is gonna bang.
In a decent little match here, in a 92, Chris Jericho rolls up PJ Black to get the win. After he rolled him up, after Shane McMahon got on the apron and tried to distract Chris Jericho, but instead he distracted PJ Black, and Chris Jericho used that advantage right there, they used a little distraction, and rolled him up to win. And Brock Lesnar comes out. Is this Brock Jericho gonna be the match?
That's so cool.
Is this gonna be the match at WWE Battleground in 6 weeks for the WWE Interim World Heavyweight Championship?
So cool.
We don't know. There's a lot of time. Kurt Angle had no words to say about this. Maybe he's in it.
Maybe.
Sean Stasiak won. Mark Henry says he's in line. There could be a big match in store. But these two stare down each other to end Monday Night Raw. A weaker Raw, a 92.
92?
I would have tied last week for best show, so I probably should have. Yeah, I'm not using a lot of my upper mid card guys right now. They're just doing promos.
Yeah.
When Sean Morley, Jimmy Jacobs, and Devin Storm are in
Yeah, when you said Stasiak Devin Storm was the co-main, I went, oh.
We just had to get Stasiak in ring. And you know what? Because you can't have everyone wrestle every week, you know?
Yeah.
You can't. I don't like doing it. All right? Because then it's a risking an injury. They might lose popularity going down. You never know. And I would rather not take that chance and let other guys gain skill and experience wrestling, even if they lose, like guys like Devin Storm and Jimmy Jacobs. I don't need Christian versus Kishi in a random match just because I want to. I can have a storyline advance without a match. And we'll see what Chad does for Monday Night Nitro. No Jericho.
And, Justin, we are here at WCW Nitro.
Where are we at tonight?
Today we are in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the Coors Event Center. So. What?
I don't like where this is going.
And I'm going to jump right in.
I don't like where this is going. Come on, hit the button.
Or not. There we
There
go.
we
Perfect. So we start off.
James.
Shawn Michaels shows up, and he's wearing jeans, a black t-shirt that says Hardcore Heartbreak, and he goes to the ring with his Hardcore Championship and with Kip James flanking his right. And he says, "Hello, everyone. Your champion, your hardcore hero, Shawn Michaels, decided to greet you all tonight with my new show, Hardcore Heartbreak, from the Heartbreak Hardcore hero himself, Shawn Michaels. Now, I'm going to show you all of the tremendous hardcore matches in my career and all my best hardcore moments throughout my career. And then, without an undisputed doubt, you'll know that I am the hardcore hero. First things first, I show you Exhibit A, the night I busted open Kane in a hardcore match." And then it's just a blank screen, and he says, "You'll notice we don't have the rights to this match that may or may not exist." I know, it definitely not happened. This is what they're hinting at. So even though the match may or may not have happened,
Hinting at Kane.
the gimmick is, he's lying about how hardcore he is, and he said, "And here are my examples of all these hardcore guys throughout my career I've beaten." But because he doesn't have, I know, but because
I'm so confused now.
it's not that hard of a gimmick. Let me explain it.
It might not be hard, but it's not good.
No, it's good. He says, "Because we don't have the rights to any of the footage, I can't back that claim up, but believe me, that really happened. My next hardcore moment is the day I threw Marty Jannetty through a glass window." And then again, it shows a black screen. "Once again, WCW do not own the rights to that hardcore moment. So you're just going to have to just imagine it in your heads. But nonetheless," and then as he's talking about how hardcore he is, Tommy Dreamer comes out, Justin. And he says, Shawn Michaels holding that hardcore championship belt is an insult to everybody, to all the hardcore legends who have came before him. And he says, "This belt has always been one of the jokes of this company. It's always been disrespected." And he's like, but now it's nothing more than the punchline to a bad joke. So Shawn, I'm upset at the disrespect you've shown that belt, and therefore me and the other hardcore guys. So if you want to show how hardcore you are tonight, then why don't you wrestle me in a hardcore match? And Shawn Michaels, at first it's looking like he's gonna, he doesn't look like he wants any part of Tommy Dreamer. He says, "I'd love to wrestle you tonight in a hardcore classic, like I've done time and time again. But, I haven't properly stretched. So unfortunately for you," but Kip James, he's so appalled by the fact that Tommy Dreamer would dare interrupt this slideshow that he accepts on behalf of Shawn Michaels. So Justin, tonight we get Shawn Michaels versus Tommy Dreamer in a hardcore match.
Okay.
But first, we've got a tag team match. The Outsiders, the newest members of the Cult of Personality, teaming up again to take on the FBI. And in a decent match, the Outsiders defeat the FBI in 12:46 when Kevin Nash pinned Johnny Stamboli with a jackknife powerbomb. We go to our next segment. Actually, CM Punk and Perry Saturn join the Outsiders in the ring, and CM Punk grabs a microphone and he says, "Hello everyone, my name is CM Punk and I have come to rid professional wrestling of the toxicity and all of the harm. And today, I have stopped in Denver, Colorado to pay a special professional wrestling, WCW, WW, the other place, a legend all over, who has always had one thing standing in his way, and that's his own demon. So if my personal guest could please come to the ring." And Justin, Jake Roberts shows up.
Okay.
And Jake Roberts, he gets in the ring and CM Punk says, "Jake, first of all, I want to say I'm really happy you were able to make time out of your busy schedule. I know how busy you are, but wait a second, you're not that busy, because if I remember correctly, you got fired recently for turning up inebriated to a wrestling show. And Jake, once again, you have let your problems get in the way of your ability to be the best you can be. So I'm hereby giving you an opportunity to join me, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and poor Paul Orndorff, who was supposed to go get Perry Saturn but didn't.
I was wondering. I was gonna wait until this promo. I was like, maybe Paul Orndorff's Jake's handler. I didn't know. I didn't want to say anything. And then,
No, it's supposed to be Perry Saturn.
Okay.
And you can join the society, or like the cult of personality. And Jake Roberts basically says, you know,
You got it, punk. Yeah, fucking.
Jake
You want
Roberts,
some?
Jake Roberts,
Hello,
Jake Roberts, Jake Roberts says, Jake Roberts says, how about I do you one better, punk? How about I just kick your ass in this arena right now? In fact, Paul, I know you moonlight as a referee. Get in here. We're having a match right now. And we've got CM Punk versus Jake Roberts. And in a decent match, CM Punk defeats Jake Roberts in 7:52 with an arm triangle choke.
Yeah, that'll do it.
After the match, Perry Saturn realizes he was lost and runs back out, and the four men beat down Jake Roberts.
Oh.
To a massive sea of
Roberts for?
yeah for a massive sea of booze.
All right.
The disrespect. Speaking of disrespect, we've got Jim Duggan versus Ken Anderson tonight, and in a terrible match, Ken Anderson defeats Jim Duggan in 609 with the Green Bay Meat Packer.
Ew.
Yeah, that's a weird name for a finisher. That was the mic check, everyone.
I met a Green Bay meat packer back when I was in Wisconsin one time.
And then
What a nice lady she was.
the rest of the Wild Boys roll into the ring. They pick up.
Punk.
Batista power bombs Jim Duggan, and then Ken Anderson comes back in with the microphone and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, we were given the honor, I guess you could call it honor, I call it more of a burden, of addressing all of you people tonight. You see, we were tasked with announcing a special thing coming to WCW next month. This thing is going to be a thing that gave the three of us a start last year. This is Tough Enough 2. And that was how I was supposed to act when I announced this thing to you, all excited and pumped up. But the fact of the matter is, I'm coming out tonight to tell each and every one of you, do not watch Tough Enough. Because last year's Tough Enough was a very horrible thing to the young guys like me and to Batista and to Chuck, even though Chuck Palumbo would eventually win because he's so damn good.
Palumbo got a contract. What do you mean it wasn't good for him?
The fact that we were stuck with a bunch of coaches that were below us held us down from potentially being bigger stars. Hell, I could have coached my pro. The fact of the matter is, it's a travesty and it's a joke, and you're gonna watch a bunch of up-and-coming talent come from the very proving grounds, the WCW power plant, where we broke our own, be trained, air quotes, by a bunch of washed-up has-beens. So everybody, please do not tune in to the upcoming season 2 of Tough Enough. So Justin, Tough Enough 2.
I'm excited.
Yeah, even though Ken Anderson told you not to be.
Yeah, it's very weird that they were anti it, because if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't be here today.
So, but then I explained the coaches how that tied in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, Batista, you could say, he was the first one gone.
Ken was out early too.
He was, yeah. Anyway, we are backstage. Devon Dudley is training, and Bubba Ray and Stacy Keibler are with him. And Bubba says, "Listen, Devon, okay, here's the thing. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to work together, okay? Listen, I'll help you train. We'll stay up every night. We'll make it happen, all right? Well, I will train every night, making sure you do this. Because let me tell you something, all right? You can beat Bret Hart at Clash of Champions. You can be the next world champion. I never doubted you for a second." And Devon says, "Thanks, my brother." He says, "But didn't you say you were working on getting us back in the tag team picture. Didn't you say you locked down a tag team match? You know what, Devon, you're right. I did lock down a tag team match at Clash of Champions to invoke our rematch against the Immortal Gentlemen, but Kidman and DiBiase told me that I need to find a new partner because you can't do it. But hey, that's okay. I already got a guy. We're good. We're set. It's about you, Devon. All right? You can do this. And then they're interrupted by the Big Show, who's backstage, and he says, well, look at you two tag team guys thinking that you can hang in the main event. You better be careful, Devon, because you're a small fish. You're a big fish in a small pond in the tag team division. But here in the main event, there are much bigger fish, if you know what I mean. And Bubba and Devon, they don't back down from Big Show. Devon says, Big Show, are you trying to say that I don't belong in the main event? And Big Show says, I'm just saying, I've seen Bret Hart take down a lot harder opponents.
Have you? You've been around for a month.
I mean, Bret Hart still wrestles on TV.
Why is he watching the competitors? Hey, tell him I got a word with him. Let me borrow him on Raw.
So,
more SmackDown.
But anyway, and Devon says, well, how about this show if you're so confident? How about tonight How about I challenge you to a match tonight? You versus me. 1-on-1. Let's show you I belong to swim. I belong in this pond. And Big Show says, Devon, you have your match.
You have put yourself in a pickle here.
We'll see.
Because if Devon loses, that's not good looking going in. And if Big Show loses, one of your big acquisitions of free agency, off to a rough start.
Yeah.
Lost his big first feud, would be losing to Devon here. It would not look good for Big Show.
Or Devon's just that good, listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose, I think, out of this match for you.
Well, one thing that's not a lose-lose, we got Luna Vachon versus Trish Stratus. Finally, Trish Stratus gets her hands on Luna Vachon, who cost her the women's championship in a terrible match. Trish Stratus defeated Luna Vachon in 7:30 with a Stratusfaction.
Okay. All right. Come on, Trish.
And once again, she says, Debbie, you've been a thorn in my side for far too long, and you've been ducking me and dodging me, and when I finally had you in the ring, you had a cheap shot with Luna Vachon. You continue to not give me what I deserve, which is a one-on-one opportunity. No bullshit. You versus me for that belt. So I'm coming once again to challenge you for the belt. And Debbie Malenko comes out and she says, Trish, the answer is the same as it's always been. No. You don't deserve a championship match. You didn't get the job done. Champions don't make excuses. They make results. And
that's kind of an excuse from Debbie.
So she said, me, I don't need to make excuses. I win. And Trish, unfortunately, you just aren't worth my skill level.
That's fair.
And Trish said, but Debbie, what if I make it interesting?
Ooh, she gonna dump him out?
And Debbie says, I'm listening. And she says, if you're putting up something, I'll put something up. And Debbie says,
what's she gonna put up?
Yeah, Debbie's looking on. She says, if you put your championship on the line, I'll put my hair on the line.
What the fuck?
Trish Stratus versus Debbie Malenko, one-on-one, no games, no bullshit. We'll do it inside a steel cage where nobody can interfere, and if you beat me like you say, as great as you are, I'll shave my head live at Clash of Champions.
Okay, now can I ask this?
Yeah.
Are you actually going to go with her?
And then she says, because unlike the last time that match was threatened, we'll deliver it here. Because that's how badly I want this match.
Okay.
And Debbie Malenko, she says, Trish, you have yourself a match.
There you go.
So Debbie Malenko versus Trish Stratus. Hair versus belt. And our hardcore main event, it's co-main event. And about the head guy. I told you I wouldn't main event Shawn Michaels. I'm a man of my word.
You tell me Devon Shaw is main?
Yep. And about that great wrestling.
I hope you enjoyed your 1 week
and good heat. Shawn Michaels defeats Tommy Dreamer in 1452 with Sweet Chin Music. Shawn Michaels makes defense number 1 of the WCW Hardcore Championship. After the match, we fan out, and Justin, we have
What
here
the hell's going on here?
a newest episode of Chasing Tatum.
Where's Takako?
Oh, I forgot to put her in it.
Put Sunny in.
Well,
Takako.
Taka-
An injury angle. She hurt herself.
Takako, had an emergency and she had to pull out of the competition.
Pulling out. Oh.
So
gosh.
and my boy Chase Tatum, brother, he doesn't lack anyone. He doesn't. Chase Tatum says, Hulk, we get it. Okay, listen. The point is, she's gone, but don't worry, we've replaced her with
Sunny.
Yes, thank you. I guess you could call her Sunny with a chance. That's a Disney joke. And
You could do Sunny Side Up like your porn.
and they have their first, and then Justin, they have their first competition of the tournament.
Yeah.
Yes, they've got a bikini contest. All of these women are going to come out in their bikinis to try to impress Chase Tatum. And, and for the sake of, I don't need to go into the gritty details. I will say the entire time that was happening, Daphne was an absolute fucking freak. Like, she was like, they were on the beach. She was fucking screaming and doing snow angels. Like, she was just, or in the sand, I should say. She was an absolute freak. She wore a leather one piece. Chef's kiss. Anyway, that's pretty much all the important things. Everybody else was just like super hot, and it was fine. And Chase Tatum and Hulk Hogan, they say thank you, ladies, for this. We will get back to you on who is safe and who goes home next week on Chasing Tatum.
There we go. Who won the bikini contest?
They're gonna go through all those results. We've got another home video-esque, like underground documentary type footage here of an up and coming young professional wrestler, Chris Parks, tearing apart the indies. He's working a big show in the South, and he's approached after the match by Dusty Rhodes. He says, "Hey, baby, I liked your stuff. I'm very impressed. So I'll tell you what, I'm representing WCW as a talent scout. And I'll tell you what, Chris, I'm going to give you an audition. Next week, you're going to get in the ring, and if you beat your opponent, I'll sign you to a developmental deal." And Chris Park says, "Oh my God, that's huge, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you. I mean, who's my opponent?" And then the camera pans out, and it's none other than Shane Douglas.
Okay, so it should be an easy win.
Chris Parks versus Shane Douglas. And that's the end of the footage.
Okay.
And our main event got an 80. Woo! Yep. Yeah. Sir?
Devon's not main event.
And about
caliber, brother.
that girl. Big Show was not upset to do this job, by the way.
Well, 'cause he
Didn't question it at all.
He knows he ain't shit over here.
Devon defeated the Big Show in 1527
Has
with
he
a
won
Dudley
match
Death
in
Drop.
WCW?
Yeah, he won his debut.
Who'd he beat?
I believe he beat Jericho.
Mm,
Or I know he won his debut.
he did lose in April against Benoit. So
He did lose in
one
April.
for one in storylines, and now it does not look like he's winning this one either.
That's okay. Listen. He can shake off a Devon loss. A main eventer had to
No, he
lose.
can't.
A main eventer had to
This
lose.
isn't Brett he's shaking off. It's Devon.
Yeah.
A middling 68 popularity.
To be fair, a very successful multi-time tag team champion in his own right.
Yeah, but the game doesn't, popularity-wise, is not
Yeah, I know, but for
adjusted. For storyline, yes.
storyline, Devon's no slouch.
You can go back into his failed singles push in the beginning and say he's a slouch.
But he's learned from his current run.
No, I think he's just because he's got hole.
He's been reinvigorated. But anyway, and that is Nitro 84.
Yes, not even a blue number.
That's not great.
Get fucked, WCW.
Yeah,
Get fucked.
I should have had Shawn Michaels, Tommy Dreamer Main, but I told you I wasn't going to. So I'm a man of my word.
Well, the rest of the show fucking sucked too.
Yeah, that's fair. Even the 92 main event wouldn't have beat you, I don't think, because you got a 92, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would need to. Yeah, it wouldn't have.
Yeah, you had one good promo and one good. It was Sean in both.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
That's okay. Listen, Thunder
You
can still
won
take
one.
it. Thunder can still take it.
In your own words, no one expects Thunder to do good.
But lightning strikes once every now and
It
then.
did last week. It's not going to strike again, buddy.
All right, we'll see you for Thunder. All right, Justin, we are here at Thunder.
What was Thunder's theme song?
What's Thunder's theme song? This is no, it's not. Well, it's not that. All right, shut up. It's definitely not that. It's, I don't know, what a nice popular 2002 rock song. I don't
Name
know.
one.
Oh, bro, 2002. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you were 24.
I was not 24 in 2002.
Are you sure?
I have no idea.
Come on.
I'll think about this and come back to you next week.
No, you won't.
I will. I promise. I will. Don't you worry. We're gonna jump in.
I'm so addicted to.
Oh no.
All the things
Well,
you do
stop
when
it.
You roll
So,
around with me in the squared circle.
you're good? Can I go?
Every step you take, every suplex I make. Please pin me.
Am I good? Can I go?
Said Last Resort by Papa Roach.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's not a bad guess. Not a bad guess.
Yes, that's
That's not a bad pick.
Thunder wasn't around in 2002.
Yeah. Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Hi, welcome to Thunder.
Yeah, Matt and Jeff really struggled not having a script to follow, I guess.
Because they're high as fucking out too.
Yeah. But essentially, Matt and Jeff get challenged because Sting and Owen Hart are think that they're disrespectful punks. And they missed the golden age of tag team, the golden age of wrestling back when they were on top. So they challenged Matt and Jeff. They said, since we're not fighting for the world title, why don't we team up to shut up these young punks? Since we can't fight The Rock and take his belt, let's take these kids' titles instead.
That's out of the blue team.
So they, disgruntled and upset, decided to take it out on the Hardy Boys.
I didn't even know they were just upset.
Well, they were in the World Championship match opportunity last week, and they didn't get it. So
Suzuki.
Suzuki, he's not here. But anyway, yeah. So Sting and Owen, they challenged Matt and Jeff to a match, and Matt and Jeff accept.
This is the most out of blue build up to a match that came out of nowhere.
So Owen Hart and
Why are
Sting.
Sting and Owen? Why didn't you give me 1 week of background before they challenged them?
Well, the scene was going better, but then you threw me off by just singing.
I was trying to get into your head about it.
No, so basically they were going to come out and they were basically, like I said, they were talking about how they didn't win last week and they were feeling upset about it. And and Sting and Owen, they got a lot in common, of as far as like what they've accomplished. And
yeah, so we should have got a segment of that this week and then the challenge next.
Well, we got them both today.
in one.
Because we don't make you wait in WCW. We give you the goods.
Maybe you should.
But either way,
build shit, not just plap it on my face.
That leads us to our first match of the night.
I need some foreplay.
Owen Hart versus Matt Hardy.
Don't just stick it in.
Well, this match was just stuck in the card because
now this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, great wrestling, good heat. Owen Hart defeated Matt Hardy in 15-25 by, as I mentioned, with a sharpshooter.
Okay, big win from Owen Hart. Yep. What's Matt Hardy? 73?
Yep.
Yikes.
So.
There you go. Hey.
There we go. Backstage, Ken Shamrock, Lash LaRue, and Matt Cross, they're all working out. Ooh. They're in the weight rooms pumping iron. Oh. And while that's happening, they are approached by Tyson Duh, Lance Storm, and Steve Corino, Justin. Oh. And they basically, they say, these three guys, we think you guys are kind of overrated. Especially you, Ken. And, if we're going to... and
the other two, yes.
If there's anybody who deserve an opportunity to showcase their skills every week, it should be us three. So how about we face you guys tonight? And Ken Shamrock, on behalf of Lash LaRue and Matt Cross, he says, you know what? You're on. And that match is next.
Ooh. They went straight from the gym to the fucking...
Yeah, they weren't having it. And about that decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Ken Shamrock, Matt Cross, and Lash LaRue defeated Steve Corino and Payback in 11:45. When Ken Shamrock pinned Steve Corino with a belly suplex.
Belly?
A belly suplex.
Belly to belly.
A belly to belly. Kelly. Who cares?
Fuck you. Extreme expose.
Extreme expose.
First time I've ever seen boobs.
That was your first time seeing boobs?
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I was 6. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
None of this matters.
True.
I also was not in 2001.
I was going to say, I was like, that math isn't correct.
Well, they don't know how old I
We're back.
You're all over the place today.
We're backstage. We're back.
Throw you off this episode.
We're backstage, and Billy Kidman, he's addressing the locker room. He says to the cruiserweights.
Okay, there you go.
He says, hey, all you cruiserweights, I just want you to tune in tonight because, of course, Low D takes on Shark Boy tonight, and the winner faces AJ Styles at Clash of Champions. I want you to see these two friends duking it out, and I want you to look on and just know that can happen if you stand in the way of doing what's best for the sake of WCW. And Homicide basically calls Billy Kidman a pussy-ass bitch and says, Shark Boy and Low D are my friends. To hell with you. Low D's a good guy. He's been a leader backstage in the locker room. And listen,
news to me.
And listen, Funaki and Mikey Whipwreck may not speak up, but I got no problem speaking up. And Shane's like, me neither. And he's like, Shane, I got it. You go kick Chris Candido's ass. Well, I'll handle this. And basically, he says, if you guys, since Shark Boy and Low D are fighting, that clears up you three, and basically challenges Billy Kidman to a match. And Billy Kidman says, I am an executive. I am not wrestling you. However, you can fight my friend here, Eric Young.
His good friend.
And we get Homicide versus Eric Young, and in about that decent wrestling, but not much heat. Homicide defeats Eric Young in 1240 with an STF.
There you go.
Homicide getting a big win.
Yeah, after that push of Eric Young.
Yeah.
But okay.
Anyway, after the match, Eric Young, Billy Kidman, and AJ Styles attack Homicide. They're jumping him and they're beating him down. And Low D runs out to make the save, but once again, the numbers game is too much. The 3-on-1 and 3-on-2 beatdown is just too much. Low D and Homicide are beaten down by Billy Kidman, Eric Young, and AJ Styles.
Okay.
Wow.
What the fuck's this match doing?
We got another match. Rey Mysterio versus Taka Michinoku. Got a 96.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Are you okay?
I feel like I had something there, but okay, whatever.
This show's off the rails.
Low D versus Shark Boy next. In a decent match, Shark Boy defeats Low D in 1528 following a Shark Karana because AJ ran in and attacked Low D. So
Shark Boy's number one contender?
Shark Boy will face AJ Styles at Clash of Champions.
Okay.
This was supposed to go in between.
Maybe. No, that's fine. Okay.
Rey Mysterio is celebrating his big win against Taka, and Ted DiBiase approaches him.
And he hits him?
And he says, Rey, congratulations on your win.
Is Ted not a heel?
You have, he's an executive,
Okay.
He says, hell of a match, great job. Once again, you put on another classic. And, I was sitting in my office. I had a big problem I had to figure out how I was going to solve this month, but I think now I figured it out. And Ray's like, okay, well, Ted, what can I help you with? And he's like, well, you see, at Clash of Champions, Rob Van Dam's coming back.
Oh.
And I was trying to figure out
here it is.
And I was trying to figure out what opponent I should have face Rob Van Dam. Who could give him who could be a worthy opponent. And after seeing what you did today, Ray, I'd like to give you the first crack. Do you accept Rey Mysterio versus Rob Van Dam, Clash of Champions? And Ray says, hell yeah, I accept. I love Rob. Yeah, I'll wrestle Rob. So, Justin, it's official. Rey Mysterio versus Rob Van Dam.
What a spoiler.
At WCW.
Wow,
Rob Van Dam, he's returning. That's the big announcement. Ted DiBiase came here to announce it.
I got someone returning. I need someone to fight him.
The announcement was Rob Van Dam. That's the pop. That's the surprise.
Yeah, the pop could have been the surprise at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, well, we got it today.
You got it!
Because once again, WCW, we don't make you wait.
Yeah. You should. So, now what's Ray going to do for 2 weeks while Rob's on the show?
He's going to hype up his big match against Rob Van Dam.
I can't talk back to him.
Oh, listen. We'll figure it out. I got a plan. And we close out the show. We have The Rock versus Juventud contract signing.
The main event was Ray and Taka?
Yeah.
Oh.
Main event was Ray Taka. I guess technically the main event was Shark Boy Lodi.
Oh, no. That's not good.
That's not good. Anyway, yeah, Rock versus Hoovy. Well, that completely derailed my thought. Essentially, The Rock, The Rock tells Hoovitude, at Clash of Champions, I'm going to beat your ass so badly that you're going to have to start wearing a mask again because people aren't going to recognize your ugly mug. And he says, and after The Rock is done kicking his foot over your ass and get laying you the smack down on your candy ass, then Steven Regal's gonna come back after you took him out to even put yourself in The Rock's business, and he's gonna whoop your ass all over the arena too. Hoovy, you're a wanted man, and your punishment starts at Clash of Champions when you step into the ring with the people's champ, The Rock. If you smell, and then as The Rock's cutting this promo, Juventud Guerrera, he was saying nothing. He was stone cold the entire, stone cold. Well, we can't say that. He was serious. He had a serious face the whole time.
Steve Austin.
And while The Rock was talking, Juventud grabbed The Rock's championship belt and smacked him in the head with it. Oh. So The Rock falls backwards, and Juventud then flips the table and jumps at him. And Juventud's good for that random just ass kicking where he just gets fed up and he just loses it and snaps. Yeah. He has that moment on The Rock here. He goes back to his old patented ring bell that he's loved so much that he's hit so many people with. And he gets back in the ring and he hits Rock in the head with it. Rock falls to the ground. Juventud then drags him into the middle of the ring, and he does a mocking people's elbow on The Rock. And then he's standing over The Rock, and he grabs a microphone, and he says, if you smell what the juice is cooking. And he throws the microphone down and continues the beat down on Rock until security come, which he then rolls out of the ring and walks away.
Okay.
And so Justin,
I'm hyped for that.
First guy to really stand up to The Rock.
I'm hyped for that. I'm hyped for it.
77. Ooh! Match is a lot better if Rain Taka main event.
Well, Chad.
Well,
yes!
I've
done it again!
Congratulations.
WWF takes another one for the good guys.
Congratulations.
Let's go.
All right, we are here on SmackDown. Justin, you got some big opportunities, big shoes to fill.
What do you mean?
From Thunder this week.
I won this week.
I know.
Go fuck yourself.
I know.
Go
okay.
fuck yourself.
It's okay, though. We'll get you next time.
Will you?
Yes, we will.
Will you?
We will. My name is Chad.
Will you? Chad, we got a Friday night SmackDown here, Chad.
We do.
2 weeks ago, we lost Steve Austin.
True.
And that threw all the plans into a weird little, we didn't know what the fuck to do. We didn't know what to do. And, so that's led to Eric Bischoff becoming Coach Bischoff, becoming a college coach and scouting out everyone. He put everyone in matches the last few weeks. And tonight, Chad, we find out who will be facing The Undertaker. Eric Bischoff has done his research. He has set the depth chart. And we find out who will take on The Undertaker at Vengeance.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We also have a big match. Let's get into it, Chad. Let's just get into the SmackDown tonight. We start off with DDP and Big Boss Man.
Ooh.
In the pre-show here. DDP and Big Boss Man. They have a big match. They hit each other. They punch each other. They kiss each other. But in the end, they have great chemistry, and it helped.
Hell yeah.
They got a 70. DDP got a 74, and he got the win in
for DDP.
9:47. We move on. Kane, Jen, in a 10-minute match, defeats Johnny Cashmere, a new up-and-coming boxer guy. Ooh. He won the Golden Gloves in 2000 when he was a student at the University of Arkansas.
Ooh.
So, Johnny Cashmere, getting a big win. Did you know that about Johnny Cashmere?
No.
I made it up.
Oh, cool.
It's his new gimmick.
Well,
You gotta have a little story to it.
It's a good little gimmick. Yeah, he lost a Kane.
Yes.
Yes.
It's the pre-show. In our last pre-show match, we see our tag team champions, Team Slaughter, taking on Chris Sabin and La Parka. Team Slaughter will be getting the La Resistance will get their rematch at the pay-per-view. Sylvain Grenier, Rob Conway, taking on Team Slaughter once again for the tag team championships at WWE Vengeance. Let's start the show, Chen.
Let's start the show.
Eric Bischoff calls everyone out that calls those 5 men. I think there was another one, but I don't remember. It does not look like there was another one. I think it was just these 5 guys fighting for a spot to take on The Undertaker. Jeff Jarrett, John Cena, Mick Foley, Kid Cash, and Latin Lover. And Eric Bischoff says, everyone's looked great. Everyone's done, everyone. He says, I'm proud of you guys. I'm proud of what we've built here on SmackDown because we are the greatest blue show in the wrestling business right now.
Says the guy who watches this every week.
People don't know that. We've had guys come and go, but you 5 besides you guys are you 5 right here are the strongest group of talent we've ever had here.
Wow.
And now, you guys, everyone in this arena, everyone watching at home is wondering, it was supposed to be The Undertaker versus Stone Cold at Vengeance one last time. And we've had it was, what happened to Stone Cold is throwing a little curveball into our plans. But alas, good teams win, great teams cover. And we have covered our asses here. And, they're trying to... Oh, Mystico was the other guy. Oh, I forgot to add Mystico to this. Well, Mystico's not fighting for the belt. We can figure that out right now. There has been 2 guys in this ring right here that I've kept my eyes on the most, that have impressed me the most in the last couple weeks in their matches. And the other 3, I can safely say, you will not be fighting The Undertaker. But the first guy who I think should be fighting The Undertaker. And before I finish, the 2 men that step forward and get their roses tonight will be fighting in our main event for the number 1 contender. Ooh. Because there was 2 guys, not just one, 2 guys that really tickled my pants here. Oh. Number 1, our United States champion, John Cena, step forward and get your rose. Oh, yeah. John Cena steps up, cheering crowd here, all 17,000 people here at the Kemp Arena celebrating that the U.S. champion will be in a... Did you hear a car too? Yeah. We'll be fighting for potentially fighting for the WWE Championship. And the other guy, this is a controversial pick because this guy, he's been a long tenured talent here in the WWE. He was here before I even came here. But he also lost his match 2 weeks ago, or last week. Jeff Jarrett, step forward. Ooh. Jeff Jarrett, to his own surprise, will be the other man in our main event for the WWE number 1 contendership, Chad. So which guy, John Cena or Jeff Jarrett, will fight The Undertaker at WWE Vengeance? Jeff Jarrett. We move on. Latin Lover and Kid Cash are both not happy about this decision.
Mick Foley's tickled this as he's happy.
Foley's just here. He's happy to be here. Latin Lover especially because he won last week. He pinned Jeff Jarrett. Right. We move on. The French Ticklers, the La Resistance, make their way down to the ring. Chad, they open the show in tag team action. Rene Dupree doesn't go down to the ring with them, though. It's just Grenier and Rob Conway. They take on PG-13 in a tag team match. Wolfie D gets a slack jaw, which hurt this match a little bit. It cooled the crowd down a little. No one wants to see an injury to start the show. Nobody. But Rob Conway pins JC Ice with an iron fist. What a win for the number 1 contenders, the former SmackDown champions. As they're making their way through the gorilla position, Jim Cornette and Masawa beat down, mostly Jim Cornette with his tennis racket. Yeah. Beat down Grenier and Rob Conway. What's this about, Chad?
Well, I think they don't like Rene Dupree, right?
No, they don't. They don't like any of them. Masawa doesn't. Let me put my phone away. Someone's texting me. We move forward, Chad. And we saw last week Kojima and Hashimoto take on each other one-on-one. But tonight, they tag with each other. They do. A huge match. They take on the Faces of Fear. Ooh. And they don't got great chemistry. There's no chemistry involved, whatever. But they get the big win.
Big win.
Hashimoto in 95. One of the best going right now. Him and Kojima defeat the Faces of Fear. We move on, Chad. If I can click the button. The Undertaker is asked by Kevin Kelly. Well, Taker, we finally, after weeks, finally find out who will be your opponent at WWE Vengeance. It'll be John Cena or Jeff Jarrett, two men that have never faced or even got a WWE championship opportunity here. Now, I got to ask Mr. Calloway, Mr. Taker, who would you rather see in the ring? John Cena or Jeff Jarrett? And Taker says, Kevin, with all due respect, it does not matter who steps in the ring with me. You should be asking which one of those men you would rather see. Which one of those men you don't want to lose their life. Because what happened, you saw what happened to the man who crossed the Undertaker last. That man won't even see or take another step in a wrestling ring again. Ooh. John Cena, he's a young, budding superstar with all the potential in the world. It'd be a damn shame if he had to step in with the dead man and became a dead man. And now Jeff Jarrett. Back in a different life, me and Jeff Jarrett would have got along together. We went into the bars. We would have had shots of Jack Daniels. We would have rode motorcycles and played dive bars in South Dakota. But now, he could be my number one opponent. And to that, I must say, count your days, Jeff Jarrett. Kevin, it's not a matter of who I want to. It's not a matter of who you want to see in the ring. It's a matter of who you want to see after Vengeance. Ooh. The Undertaker basically saying he's going to kill whoever steps in the ring with him. We move on. Booker T takes on Savio Vega here, Jen.
Oh, huge win.
Booker T gets back on the winning side when he hits Savio Vega with Edge's patented move, the missile dropkick. After we see the Avengers. Remember the Avengers where like those two sides fought each other or whatever? Yeah. That's what this is. They all looked at each other and they're just beat each other up. It's the new era. It's the ECW originals versus the new blood. It's the family gentlemen's club. Move on. Kid Cash, after commercial, makes his way down the ring. He said, well, fuck me, right?
If you insist.
After everything, man, I just can't catch a break. There's no one respects me around here. I worked my ass off. I'm a former champion. I'm a former 2-time champion. Damn it. Anyone in the back, I want to fight right now. I'm so pissed off, man. I just can't. I just want to show to everyone and myself that I can do this. I deserve to be WWE number one contender. I deserve to beat The Undertaker. I could beat anyone backstage. It could be Kane. It could be Devon Storm, Arn Anderson. It could be even, I don't even care. Goldberg comes up.
Whoa.
And Bo Goldberg just walks in and fucking dog walks him.
Hell yeah.
Just beats the shit out of him. Hey, they pretty good chemistry.
Woo.
Goldberg got 100 in ring.
Yep.
What a match. Goldberg, once again. We move on. John Cena is being asked by Kevin Kelly. John, I know for a fact you've heard what The Undertaker had to say about you earlier tonight, saying that you would be a dead man if you stepped in the ring. John, you are the United States champion. If you win tonight and then win at Vengeance, you would be the first ever in this save 2-time champion or dual champion. John, what are your thoughts going in this match? Kevin, I'm going to walk in there and I'm going to beat Jeff Jarrett's ass and I'm going to beat The Undertaker's ass. That's all I have to say. John Cena, short and sweet, straight to the point. He takes on Jeff Jarrett tonight, Jen. We move on. Our co-main event, Don Frye beating Blue Panther here.
What a match.
Don Frye tapping out the Blue Panther. We move on. I don't remember if I have a segment after this into the match. So I don't. In an exceptional match, oh my God, I booked this wrong.
Oh no.
Jarrett was supposed to win. John Cena defeats Jeff Jarrett with a spin-out powerbomb. John Cena is your new number one contender.
Wow.
Fuck! Oh, we run with it. Yep, this is where Latin Lover was supposed to come out, and Jared and Taker were supposed to have a stare down. But that's the show. 93. We'll see you for next week. Oh, SmackDown won this week.
Yep. Best show of the week.